Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. Thank you for taking time to check out this video. Like, share, subscribe, comment. But let's get into it. Now, if you've been paying attention to a lot of the videos that we do on the 90s, a lot of the games involve anthropomorphic creatures. That was kind of the thing. You know, if they did Street Sharks game, I'd probably do a video on that. But that was just what was going on. They take some sort of creature, give them some human-like qualities, you know, give them a bad guy that was either a human or another anthropomorphic creature, put some wisecracks in there and give it a cartoon in the game, and we were in, right? Maybe even a movie if it got big enough. And so a lot of the games are going to reflect those times. And there's a game that brings that all together in the right combination of silly, fun, and different, and that is Earthworm Jim. This game was on both the SNES and the Genesis. I played both. I don't really know what the difference is. In some of the games you can see a clear difference. This one not so much. So doesn't matter what we play it on. But it was a game that a lot of people liked. Had a couple of sequels. I think it even made it onto the 64. So it made it a couple generations. And it was just fun. You play Earthworm Jim, who is a earthworm in an astronaut suit, and it can shoot. It can throw itself at people like a whip. You're going against the crow, and you got to go against all the different people that he has in his employ to try to take you out. You're like a space bounty hunter, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. There's a lot of goofiness to it, like launching a cow. There's a lot of like weird style artwork where it's like this kind of gothic style, but it's like space gothic. But it was really cool. It was really original. There's a lot of different weapons that you get that you can switch to. Bosses are all different and weird, and it's like its own little universe. And so Earthworm Jim was really cool. It's right amount of difficult, like the different bosses and mid bosses you go against, you have to figure out how you hurt them. Some people you have to whip them, some you have to shoot, some you have to do a combination of both. Some you have to basically get them to hurt themselves. And, you know, so it was a lot of trying to figure out all these different characters. And, you know, for a 6 to 12-year-old kid in the 90s, like Earthworm Jim makes sense. He's one of those games that when it came out, that if your parents are watching you play it, they're like, what and why? But for everybody our age, it was just like, it's Earthworm Jim. You know, that's what you do in this game. It was just, you know, you jump right in, and it's really cool. I remember playing the first one and just liking how the artwork was. It was like, this is around a time of like Nicktoons, and you had stuff like Real Monsters and Ren and Stimpy and all of those types, where it was like a combination of like hyper realistic kind of paintings, but like cartoon, you know, characters. And that's always a cool art style. And I actually hope that more people kind of pick that up. Maybe if it's not in the silliness of Earthworm Jim, but just, you know, bringing that art style back. I always thought that was a cool way to do anything that was kind of cartoon like, having those type of backgrounds mixed with the animated stuff. But yeah, this is one of those. Also, this is one of the games where I call like it's one of those perfect rentals. So like, I didn't own this game, but if you go to the video store and it's on the shelf, and maybe the game you wanted wasn't there. Maybe you wanted to get like Mega Man X or Chrono Trigger or something like that, and it wasn't on the shelf. But if you saw Earthworm Jim, that's a really good weekend right there. Like, that's enjoyable. You might beat it, you might not. You might get further than you did before, but it's a very solid rental. It's money well spent. I mean, I know people who own the game who love the game. Didn't really play the sequel or the one for the 64. It just wasn't one of those games that was like, oh, I gotta play it. But it was definitely one of the more solid games of that era. Always a good time, and it's one of those good, you know, pass the controller games. Like, you and a buddy can rent that game, or if they have it, and you do a level, I do a level type game. It was really fun to watch other people play this game. And so yeah, wanted to give a shout out to, you know, those games. Not necessarily a must have, but definitely a must play if you're from that time. I would definitely tell you to check it out. You'd be pleasantly surprised if you've never played Earthworm Jim. I think it's a very solid game, and it's not too hard. It can get difficult, but it's definitely a game that most people of video game skill level can play and enjoy. If you like this game, tell me, you know, what made it stick out for you. Did you own it? Did you just rent it? What are some of your memories? Did you beat it? And you know, let us know. So appreciate you taking our time to check this out. Hope you enjoyed it. Be safe. Have fun. Peace.